What's up, people? Welcome back to another explanation video. This time I'm gonna go over what to expect in AL's Endgame. And yeah, I can finally start making the Endgame content for some explanation videos and other stuff. And I don't think there's any more updates. It's very, low chance they're gonna upgrade, like give us more stuff. But we'll see. I mean, the only thing left is just add a 5-star weapons. That's only if we get it. If not, then it's not. So it's okay though. But with that being said, so I'm just gonna go over what you will be facing if you really want to reach the end game. And so yeah, and I will be talk about that. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so starting off with what is the AL endgame. So first of all, you have to complete all the stories in the game. So the definition of endgame is that where once you finish all the story like the game has offer, then you can do things beyond the story, like anything but story afterward. And this is very common in RPG games and in JRPG games where you can do a lot of stuff when you're completing the main story. So in AL we have 6 chapters for the main story that's must be complete, and 8 ancient apostles. So I'm not going them in order. I'm just saying all the story stuff out of the way, and 8 ancient apostles stories that you must complete, and then the 2 paid DLC. That's only if you're gonna get the DLCs. If you don't, then you probably finish the game with 6 chapters, the free 8 ancient apostles, and then the treasure sword quest to get the 2-handed. And that's pretty much it for your story. You're not gonna get any more story if you don't have the DLC. So other than that, if you get the DLC 1 and 2, yeah, that's part of the story as well. You can probably beat. And then once you complete anything that's about a story, that's pretty much where it starts at the end game. So next thing I want to talk about is that what it takes to get there. Now before we get there, let me try to split up 2 different things. There is an end game where you play some stuff in the end, and then there's like a true end game where you actually finish everything the game has offer. I meant by that is to beat everything on the highest level and get everything the game has offer, like all the 5-star weapons, all that stuff. So I'll be discuss 2 different versions of the end game. So that's why I just say one is end game and one is true end game. So it's better to separate both of them. You can call them both end game and end game, but that really doesn't sound as clear. So I'll be discuss the end game first. Now some people can probably do end game contents, depends how far they want to go, and you can stop anywhere you want really. Like after the story, you basically just have all 3 difficulty rates, like normal, extreme, and supreme you can do. And divine beasts level 80s, that's very early on. You can also do those. Are considered like end game contents, but it's just early on back in the day. But that is actually endgame contents. The next thing is the DLC if you have them. The level 400 divine beasts, they're also something to do after you finish the story. And then the supreme, in the DLC too, Matricaria, the NG, the extreme, and then the supreme. Those are a little bit higher difficulties compared to just the regular story. So that's something you can also do as part of the end game contents. And then last but not least is the ancient apostle. You level up, you kill them one by one until you reach whatever levels you want to, or all the way to max level 999. And then after that we got the arena, the level 999 Kirito. That's part of the end game boss as well. And that's pretty much it for the end game in AL. It's just there's a lot of things you can do and trying to defeat bosses and gaining or get geared up to fight them. and I will be talking about farming in a bit. So basically, after you beat them, you can pretty much consider you finished the game. That's why I separate both of them. Like some people, they like to do end games to whatever they want, like whenever they want to stop. And some people, like I said, the other half are the true end game players. They've complete everything. Like I said, complete all the supreme difficulty on the magic area. Get all the other 3 5-star weapons. Complete level 999 or all 8 ancient apostle to get all the 5-star weapons, 8 of them, and then do all the weapons that from the memory shop and stuff, and upgrade and get them, and then fight Kirito. Obviously, you have to fight him to get some of the weapons. I know there's some you don't have to fight as long as you have the discount. You can pick up the weapons, but some of them you do have to fight if you want to get certain items. So that's pretty much it for the true end game players, where they collect everything. So basically, like me, I was gonna do everything the game has offer, and yeah, it definitely takes a long time, because here's the thing, if you're starting the end game, you gotta make up your mind. It's gonna be a very long journey, or you don't have to go at all. Just stop whenever you want, or just don't start at all, because like I said, it is not easy to reach the true end game, where to achieve beating everything and collect everything the game has offered. It is a difficult game to play, without a doubt, because the amount of time you have to spend on learning the mechanics, it's already difficult as it is, and not as much as trying to get gears and stuff. But I'll talk about that in a bit with farming. But like I said, is mostly you want to get the mechanics down and trying to learn how to fight them. So that's where your most time consuming is. All about patience to reach there. If you don't have that amount of patience or time, or just don't do it in general, because like I say, the end game in AL is not for everyone. You have to be prepared to go for a long journey to reach the end, if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, then make sure you just do what you can or what you want until you're satisfied, and call it good there. So like I said, not everybody gonna get there. Only a certain amount of people will get there. So it is a tough journey to reach. So the next thing I want to talk about is the infamous farming in AL. I mean, everybody pretty much play this game is farming, but here's the thing. It was like the myth where you need perfect gears and all this, the best you can get to beat the game and something. No, you don't. Actually, you really don't need that much. Like majority of the weapons, they do drop a lot, and you can use them to fight. Pretty much everything in the game, it doesn't have to be perfect or close to a god roll. When I fought majority of stuff, I didn't even have a perfect or a god roll or near. It's really just about, like I said, in this game, I mentioned it so many times, don't focus too much on the gears, and stuff. Because the best way to beat this game is to understand how buff works, customs, and all that stuff. It's the game mechanics. It's not about your stats. Stats definitely helps. That's only if you know how to play the game, like if you understand how the mechanic works, how the buff works. It's not necessary how high your stats goes, like what attacks you have, whatever, It's really like a difficult part to understand. Is like, as I mentioned it so many times in my videos, for all the explanations, and that's the one key part I kept repeating because it is very important. Without that part, you're not gonna reach the end game at all. Like, it's very, very difficult to not understand the mechanic. Like, in fact, if you don't understand the mechanic, you'll be even struggle with extreme raids. So that's what happened back in the day. at level 50 when the extreme rate first dropped, and it wasn't like a smooth sailing through it. It was very difficult because the mechanics, you have to understand how it works. Once you get that, no matter who you fight or what you fight in this game, you'll be fine. That's why I say don't emphasize too much on gears and whatever. Just practice the mechanic. A very good example is like Souls game. I really love the Souls game. You know, you can level up your characters in that game and you're still gonna get killed a lot. Why? Because you gotta learn how to dodge. You gotta learn how to fight it properly. It's not necessarily about what level you are and, you know, what gears you have to, you know, fight the bosses. Some people do it. Some people like did a lot of stuff with low level, like beginning, level 1, and all that, etc. Because they practice, because they know how it works, how to dodge, all that stuff. And it is a very, very similar in this game. It's like you gotta learn the mechanics in order to fight some of the bosses. No matter how good your gears are, if you don't understand how to use it, it's not gonna help too much. That's why I say it's not really just about farming. Farming is just something that, you know, you want to do. Like for me, I like to get the best of the best gears if I can. I don't always get it. Like I say, I try a lot in the past 2+ years of playing this game. It's just mostly I just want to farm gears and put them into collection. That's what I do when I play games that has insane RNGs. I farm and I want to get them, and then so like basically keep them, you know, like I said, collection. It's one of my hobby. You know, I don't mind farming in games, but not everybody would like to farm in game. So, but like I say, do not blame, you know, if you can get better gears and stuff, because a lot of people also farming too, but they didn't get it. But some people, you know, just take what they can and then call it good. And RNG is pretty heavy, but the thing is, if you think about it, after playing this game for this long, the RNG isn't terrible for getting weapons. It is terrible for getting the Garo stats and stuff. So, assuming majority of people would definitely want the best stats as possible for any weapons or armors or accessory, whatever, yes, that's going to be a very difficult farm. No matter what RPG games you play or JRPGs, you're going to have tough time farming a Garo or a perfect gear. It is very, very difficult. So in this game, it's no difference. If you want the best of the best, you got to, you know, spend time for it. Unless your RNG is just very good, and you can get that right off the back in a short amount of time. Other than that, don't expect too much, and where you're going to get the best of the best. And like I said, you don't need that to fight endgame bosses. You know, you can just use a decent one, a good one, or even a bad one if you understand the mechanics, like the buffs, etc. Like I talked about earlier. So that's pretty much, you know, about farming and grinding, because a lot of people back in the day, they would always say that, you know, well, you have better gears, that's why you do more damage. No, that's not how you do damage. You don't do damage by having better gear. Yeah, it helps, but the main focus is not better gears. The main focus is understanding the game, how the mechanic works. You know, it's like a hazard, and down the bosses, you do more damage. Regardless, you're gonna hit more damage with the bosses down. So it's not about how much damage, you know, your weapon can do. If the bosses stand up and you don't know how to down them, you're not gonna hit much. So it's really that simple. It's basically understand the mechanics. So yeah, so that's pretty much it about the farming / understanding, you know, what to do. And it's not about understanding what the stats are and what are the best stats you can get in this game. Alright people, so that's pretty much it for the generalized for the end game content. So it's like how you would get there. Basically, you know, it's a lot of work. You know, it's not an easy trip to get there, and it definitely took us a very long time. It is definitely one of the hardest SAO to learn because there's so many mechanics slash hidden mechanics. And yeah, that's why I want to talk about that specifically about endgames, because I couldn't do this because the game didn't end a while ago, so like, or a year ago. That's why I don't really make any endgame contents, because they were still updating, and the only time you're really gonna make endgame contents is when the game is said and done. There's really no more changes. If they changes again, then you might not. I mean, it still would work, but trying to get the quote end game. So that is the best time to make it, is get this done, assuming there's no more updates coming out. But like I say, if there are update, or there is an update coming out, it's most likely we're gonna get the rest of the 5-star weapon, which we should. It wouldn't make any sense we're not getting any, but then again, I'm not a dev, so there's a very high chance that we might not get it. It's okay though, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, at this point on, I can finally make some endgame contents. Like I said, even if they added 5-star weapons, it's not gonna change too much. It's gonna be more powerful, but it's not gonna change what the endgame structure is gonna be in this game. So therefore, no worry. And there's quite a few of content, quite a bit actually, a lot of contents I want to make for endgame. So it's like I say, explanation videos and all that stuff before the next game comes out, and I'll make sure to finish that. And yeah, meanwhile, upload some other gameplays for the other games that what I enjoy. And yeah, not just SAO anymore, because I'm just gonna upload whatever I feel like it, really. Whatever I enjoy the most, that's the whole point, Like I said, back in the day, or whatever, a couple of videos ago, like for the Christmas or whatever, don't be surprised if I upload other gameplays and stuff, I used to do that. I just haven't done that for a very long time because of AL. Didn't feel like doing other stuff besides AL, so now I can go back and actually do them, and I might be enjoying more than used to be. Meanwhile, taking a break until Last Recollection coming out, and it's gonna be awesome for sure. And like I say, I don't expect it's gonna be as popular as AL, so I'm not going crazy or anything. I don't care about the views, likes, or whatever. Like I say, it doesn't matter. I upload videos because I want to and I have fun with it. That's the whole point, when you're a YouTuber. Some people only focus on, like, if you want to make your video popular or whatever, get plenty of views and whatever, etc. I'm not that type. I'm more like, if I like something, play something, if I feel like uploading something, I'll do it regardless, because that's just something I enjoy. And it's really just a hobby, making YouTube, and it's really fun. And if you enjoy something, you just keep doing it. And then that's about it. It's not really a big deal to me. So, but yeah, like, that's why I say most of the people that watch my stuff is probably from AL stuff. So I'd appreciate it if you guys want to check out our stuff as well. It's no big deal, just wait till the next game coming out, and I'll be covering that as well. And other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these videos, and I'll see you guys later.